So you want to buy a Pulse. Well, I just decided to make this short video today. We'll just do a walk around the Pulse and explain a little bit about it. It's an enclosed motorcycle. It's insured and licensed as a motorcycle. It has front and rear wheel, and it also has these two outrigger wheels which keep it from basically falling over. They were manufactured in Owosso, Michigan, and the company built about 350 vehicles before going out of business in 1990. It seats two people. They'll do over 100 miles an hour. The power plant is a motorcycle engine, and the factory, when they were in Owosso, they built probably 250 of them before closing, and they used the Yamaha 400cc air-cooled engine. Of course, they had problems with these engines because the rear end is enclosed, and so they were overheating. Now, some of the owners have put fans in these little doors on both sides, like a 8-inch fan, and that helps to circulate the air. And some owners are still running with the 400cc engine, but a lot of them overheated, and the owners pushed them into the garage and just never ran them again. So a lot of these vehicles only have a couple of thousand miles on them. Now, after they closed the factory in about 1986, the owner of Owosso Motor Car Company moved everything out to his home. He built another 100 Pulses, and he closed in January or February of 1990. All the ones that he built out to his house, he used a Goldwing, Honda Goldwing, either the 1100 or the 1200. Some of those Pulses do have air conditioning, although I found out, at least here in Michigan, I always run with my canopy open, so I really don't have a need for the air conditioning. But I guess if you live in Texas or Florida, you might think about it. I think any Pulse that you can find that's all original, with an original engine, and it's in fairly decent shape, it's been kept indoors all these years, they're probably worth $10,000 at least. When you get one at that price, you're probably going to have the engine either overhauled or at least the carburetors rebuilt. You're going to need new tires and new brakes. The front wheel is a Dodge Omni, about a 1984 or 85. Those wheels are readily available, and also the brake parts, rotors, are available. The outrigger tires are 11-inch, and you buy those at like the farm stores or a trailer store. It's just 11-inch trailer tire. You can buy it right on the rim for $25, $30. The rear tire would be the one that's from the motorcycle, and once you buy your Pulse, the best thing to do is find out which engine you have and get a manual for that engine, or like a shop manual, and then you'll know what parts you need for that engine as far as the carburetor and the tires and etc. My Pulse has a tail on it. Some of the Pulses, a few of them, left the factory with the tail, but I had mine added later. It's especially good if you can find a Pulse with a good windshield that isn't cracked or broken. These are glass windshields. They don't make them anymore. We can't find a supplier, although we're still looking. We have had a few made up, but there was quite a bit of distortion along the front edge because this glass is such an angle. You really don't want distortion. I've got a different steering wheel on mine. It's the yoke off an airplane, but usually they had a round steering wheel, or what we call a butterfly shaped steering wheel, and all the gauges would be the gauges from the motorcycle of whichever engine that they used. Again, it seats 2 people. It's pretty comfortable. I've got air shocks on mine that rides very nice. Usually the first pulses, they had 2 headlights up in the front in about this area, 1 on each side, and then they switched over. I'm not sure which number they switched over, but around pulse 180, and they went to the pop-up headlight, which is from about a 1985 Fiero. So nobody is really making parts for these. You have to make your own parts if you need them. The bodies are all fiberglass. This is showing some cracks along the outrigger, which when I go to have this repainted, I'll have to have some work done, but any good fiberglass guy can repair that. I guess if you can find a good Pulse, fairly original, that's all together, you're probably looking at $8,000 to $10,000. Of course, when I bought mine, I had to put new tires on it, new brakes. I put new shocks on it. I had the 1100 Goldwing engine, so I had to have the carburetors rebuilt. But it runs, it starts good. And I'm having a ball with it. You can find them around. They're just watch eBay, and if you go to our website www.autocycles.org, you can find out more information about the Pulse. That's about it.